robust urban garlic flavor.
Okay, everyone, so this one's a little weird. I was stumbling upon what Darkside Phil was doing yesterday, and it turned out he was playing Mario Kart World, and I was like, wait a minute. He basically wage quit it on Sunday after only giving it 2 chances, so I'm like, what's going on? And of course, I wanted to investigate a little further into what Phil is up to.
Welcome to the late stream and welcome to the return of Mario Kart World, which I have not played since it came out last week.
So this recording was on a Tuesday night. The last time he played it was Friday, so he had a gap of 3 days off from playing the game, which is not a lot at all.
I've been getting some requests. People are saying, hey, can we go ahead and do some more multiplayer, because the multiplayer was fun to watch you do the knockout tour. I said, yes, sure, we could do that. I'm down for that. I thought the multiplayer was good. Knockout tour only. Like, I didn't like the standard races. I didn't like battle mode, but I did really like knockout tour.
Yeah, so I was gonna make a video about this. I never actually got to it. I will later. But he goes on like an 18-minute rant 2 days before this about how Mario Kart had no content for him and that he wasn't gonna play it on stream, which was kind of odd because his initial plan was to speed through the game. And then he played it a day after just because. And he's like, wait, I'm out of content for the game. It's because you're playing against single-player bots, Phil. It's not that interesting. Now, multiplayer, yeah, you can play that, like, weekly. So it's like, why Phil decided to shelve it, I have no idea. But apparently, someone or a group of people convinced him otherwise, which I have no idea why. He probably has people behind the scenes emailing him, stuff like that, which is my guess. Because Phil was really disappointed when he only got $500 on his marathon stream of the Switch launch, and he only got $50 on Mario Kart World, so he was ready to wage quit. He basically wage quit it on Sunday, and why it's coming back, apparently somebody got into his ear, probably a whale, because of what happened. Because if it wasn't a whale, I don't think he would play this otherwise. It's just something that he's not up to speed with. He doesn't like the party mode aspect of Mario Kart. He wants to treat it like it's a super competitive thing, and it's like, no. You can be in first place near the end of the lap, you get a blue shell, and then you wind up in last. That's Mario Kart. So he just wants competitive games based on skill entirely, to basically prove that he's like a pro gamer or something. And Mario Kart does not offer that.
And so that's what we're going to do more of here tonight. Switch 2, although I'll be using the third party, what do you call it? I think this is like the play and charge thing, but the third party one is shaped differently. It's actually at an angle, and it actually makes the controller feel more comfortable that way, as opposed to when you're actually playing with the official Nintendo one. Although, you know what? To be fair, I never used the official Nintendo one. Let me go try it. I'm just going to actually be fair rather than be unfair. Let me try the official Nintendo one.
Okay, so this is something that only like a handful of people actually care about. It's not a big deal what kind of controller he's using, as long as it feels good in his hands. I think he's just trying to pad out time and basically just trying to give his opinion to his fans about something that's like, yeah, you know, make an hour-long video info dumping about it and then post it so it can get 200 views.
It only makes sense to be totally fair, right? I haven't actually used this one yet, so I might as well, okay? And, you know, I might eventually buy a Pro controller for the Switch 2. For now, I'm not going to spend $80+ again on this console, but I might eventually. So we'll see. Tonight, I'll be using the standard piece of plastic that the Switch 2 came with and the Joy-Cons to play, okay?
So if Phil actually has the original Pro controller, he doesn't need to buy a new one, because the old one is compatible with the new system. Even the Joy-Cons are compatible. It's just that the Joy-Cons can't be plugged in or inserted into the tablet because they won't fit. So yeah, Phil probably doesn't need to spend as much money, but I don't know if he bought the original Pro Controller because he doesn't play a lot of Switch games.
Wow, already we got support Squirt Rock starting off tonight with a big burst of subs on Kick. 5 subs from Squirt Rocks.
Nobody mentioned the burst of May 1st in his chat.
Thank you, Squirt Rocks. Very nice of you. So we're up to 25 bucks to support that early. Thank you, thank you. Flat Horizons did a $5 super chat. Are you able to use your new wheel and shifter with Mario Kart? No, the wheel and shifter only works PC and Xbox, does not work with Nintendo stuff. So I would not be able to do that. We've got to go with Wiimote for now.
So this thing is 110 bucks. Let's see if Phil will buy it. Let's have him play Mario Kart on this. This would be fun.
Thank you for a $4.99 super chat, Flat Horizons. So by the way, guys, here's what we were going to do. I didn't even get to announce it yet, and you guys already started supporting, so thank you so much. Tonight, for Mario Kart World, if you contribute 10 bucks, you can choose who I'm going to race with for the next set of races, and for 20 bucks, you can choose not only the character, but the kart as well.
Oh my god. We're back to the if you want to name a Pokemon, tip $25. Like Phil. Just do like $5. It's not a huge incentive. If people want to support you, they want to support you. And you're obviously going to use this gimmick to just say, hey, tip me $5, tip me $10, tip me $20. And it's just like so transparent. So instead of you telling your audience that you need money, you're going to beg your audience to choose a driver in Mario Kart and choose a kart. Are you kidding me?
Because you could pick both character and kart, right? So I was going to make the offer, and Squirt Rocks already jumped and said, here's 5 subs. So Squirt Rocks, if you want, you can choose the first character I race with tonight and the kart, okay? Totally up to you, Squirt Rocks, if you would like to do that, okay?
Yeah, so I wonder if Rox is Iron Chef Sakai's soccer account again, because Phil banned him recently again for having like multiple sock accounts and trying to get him to play Mario Kart with him for $500. So it wouldn't shock me.
How are you, Jade? Good evening. Good to see you. What's up, Mozzie? What's up, Kawados? Yeah, I am aware that the Switch 1 Pro controller works with Switch 2, but I'm trying to get a Switch 2 feel, meaning this is what most people will be playing on, and it actually worked pretty well. I'm not going to lie. I thought this worked really good for the launch of the Switch 2 last week, so I'm going to keep using it for now. We'll see, you know, overall if that my feelings change, but for now, I thought that the Joy-Cons worked pretty good. So
Yeah, but here's the thing. You're oscillating between saying that you're both broke and successful. So if you're broke, you can't get the new controller. But then you're like, oh, I want to switch to feel. It's like, are you broke, Phil? Doesn't sound like it. Sounds like you have a lot of disposable income if you can get a Switch 2 Pro controller when you already have a Switch controller. And all of those accessories, too. But if we listen to you, you sound like you can't get groceries tomorrow. You did that on Sunday.
Update name says I'm too poor to donate, but if I could donate, I'd at least spend $1,000 a day on my favorite streamer. Well, I'm sure Aspen Gold is sad to hear that. He would have loved to expect and receive your contributions since, you know, he's your favorite streamer. Jade says, how about Boo tonight? Well, Jade, let's see. Like I said, it's going to be people who are contributing who are going to pick who I use tonight. We're starting with Yoshi, thanks to Squirt Rocks. We'll see who else chooses. But we may use Boo tonight. King Boo, right? Yeah, King Boo.
Yeah, poor Jade. He doesn't understand the assignment is to give Phil money tonight. As he bans somebody, apparently.
Extreme Machines is, would you consider a Nintendo Switch Online emulation night during downtime? Yes, I would. Absolutely. You're talking about playing stuff on the Nintendo Switch Online, correct? Sure. I love that. I love classics.
And let me remind you, on Sunday, he said he wasn't going to use the Switch until Donkey Kong Bonanza. So obviously, if you get new suggestions and new ideas, they pop up in your head. But here's the thing. It's pretty clear that Phil is not heavily invested in the Switch or the Switch 2. And you can just see it by what types of games he plays. He's all about like the first-person shooter, AAA, PlayStation, Xbox stuff.
But as you know, right now, we're super duper busy. It's tricky. Like right now, I can only do one stream of Minecraft, one stream of Truck Sim, one stream of Mario Kart, and one fighting game night this week. That's all I can fit.
Wow, he's acting like he has a backlog of Phil reaction videos to make like I do. Phil, you're a video game streamer. You have absolutely no timeline whatsoever. It doesn't matter what games you play or when. Obviously, you don't want to oversaturate things like you did with Mario Kart last week. But you can do whatever you want as long as your fans enjoy it. You don't have to have a rigid schedule. You could play multiple games in one stream. You can be flexible. I don't understand why you aren't flexible whatsoever.
Because we're doing so much. I'm juggling so much. I can't even do 2 of those games in 1 week. But should we get some subs? We got a super chat. We got a very small tip. We get a membership tonight.
So let me talk about money while I sit here and wait for you to give me more money.
Man, I can't wait for our next marathon where I'm going to do my closet clean out because I got to the floor now. And I don't have time to figure out where to put it or put it away. I got too much stuff. Oh, I see. Jade says I want Boo because I have a ghost in the background.
Yeah, Phil's this rare breed of streamer that will do his chores that he should be doing off-screen, on-screen, because he wants money for just doing the most bland, basic kind of things.
I need time to clean up in here.
Yeah, he can't take a stream off and do it. He's just too lazy.
All right, we're going to get started momentarily. Let's get it going. Let's get some support. And thank you to those who already did the early support. I appreciate you.
But I'm already calling for more support because I have expensive tastes and habits and you need to finance them. Because if we stop right here, I'm not going to be grateful for the support I already got. That's just how it is. So you better pony up even more. Because if you're not, I'm not playing Mario Kart again, obviously. I had my conversation with my whale. He said he was down to pay, so he better pay up more and more and more.
Okay? Keep in mind when I'm playing Mario Kart and I'm in a race, I can't talk with you. But in between the races, I can take breathers and do shout-outs and talk with you and answer questions and chill a little bit. What I might do is end the matchmaking a little bit just to hang out and then start again. And shout-outs for contributions. So $10, you pick the character. $20, you can pick the character and the cart that you'd like to see me drive tonight for a set of content, okay?
Yeah, this is the second time he said that in a 10-minute span. He is all about that repetition, and he's going to do it like the same way he does his Call of Duty streams. Like whenever he's in a lobby, he's going to beg for money if he doesn't have enough money. Because that's Phil. He's not going to even provide commentary during the races. He's just going to complain when something happens. And then in the lobby, he's going to beg for more money.
Yes, I know Mario Kart World has mirror mode. There's a whole mirror world that you could access if you drive on top of Peach's castle and you drive into the mirror. It flips the world. And when you come out, you can drive in a whole mirror world, which is kind of neat.
I wonder if Phil actually did this. He sounds like he did. It's like he has this weird thing where he just looks at the chat and he's probably banning people. Like, try to talk so you're kind of just masked while you're doing that.
Right.
Stop, like, scratching your nose. Like, he doesn't get that this dead air of not communicating with his audience is pretty awkward. It's one thing if, like, there's a game in the background, but it's just him staring and it's kind of odd.
What's my favorite beer? Oh, man. I don't drink beer often. Back when I used to drink beer more often, I liked if I wanted a light beer, I drink Blue Moon because I liked it had that citrus air to it. If I wanted a real heady, deep beer, I would drink Guinness. I used to drink various different Sam Adams, different flavors of Sam Adams for seasonal brews and stuff like that.
Recovering alcoholic reminisces about alcohol. Jeez, it sounds like a relapse to me.
We're going to do a knockout tour. Let's start recording, actually. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Mario Kart World. After my launch gameplay of the game, it's now been a while since I've played, and now it's been a few more days. The weekend has passed. It's Tuesday the next week. And people said, we want more Mario Kart. Knockout Tour was actually really good when you played it last week. We enjoyed that. So I said, all right, let's do some more tonight. The way I'm running it is as follows. Contributors get to pick my character and cart. $10 contributors get to choose the character. $20 get to choose the character and the cart. We actually had Squirt Rocks as our first contributor of the night, and he said, go with Yoshi, and he doesn't mind what card. So what Yoshis do we have? We have Touring Yoshi.
Yeah, so this stream actually turned out successful for him. He raised a grand total of $154, 3 times what he raised the last time he played it. Now, apparently he got a bunch of $10 and $20 donations to pick the driver and pick the cart, which makes sense because DSP's fans like the gimmick things. I still think the price is a little expensive, like maybe like $5. But at that point, like really, people are going to support you just because they want to, not because of the gimmick. But with DSP, it's kind of iffy because just how Phil operates. And apparently, a lot of detractors think that it was like the same person, like one whale, supporting him continuously, which could be possible. And their evidence is just a bunch of random accounts that have never been heard from. But it's like, here's the thing. If you donate to Phil, people are going to hound you. So it's more than likely that a ton of his fans have a bunch of sock accounts. We know the whales do. But it could also be other people where they just give him money through those sock accounts and not through their main accounts because they don't want to deal with the attention that it will give him. Like, you saw what happened to the guy that tipped DSP $1,600. Like, the detractors found out who he was. And now I'm not advocating for digging into the people that donate to DSP. I don't think people should really do that. Like, just keep it with Phil. But it makes sense because a lot of the people that are fans of him are very concerned with the detractors because DSP is also very concerned about the detractors and talks about them all the time. His main goal really is felting the trolls. But yeah, I don't get this gameplay that he does. It's just him staring as the races goes by and him whining.
Hit every speed dash, did everything right, still couldn't get it, but...
Yeah, it's like you hear him, he says he does everything right. He's like such a sore loser. That's not it, Phil. It's a party game. Sometimes you can do everything right and still not win, or still not get what you want. It's just life, Phil. And it's a stupid game. Like, really? You're going to complain about every time you don't get first in a kart racer? More often than not, you're not going to get first. Do you not realize that? And this is why his Mario Kart gameplay is not entertaining. Because he can't take a loss. It's the same thing with his Street Fighter games. When he gets completed, he has to make up a reason why he loses. That is not him having less skill than the person who beat him. And every time he does in Call of Duty, he has to make an excuse. It doesn't make any sense. It's not fun to sit through. It's a guy whining about how he's trying to justify something that happened in the game. So he's either going to blame the game, blame lag, or something else. He's never going to blame himself. And it's like, just have fun with the game. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to land first. Like, you're not a robot. Bots can do that. Humans can't. Humans are flawed.
At least I got top 5 for the last match. All right. Good stuff tonight. I hope you all enjoyed Mario Kart World. Sorry I couldn't give you the W. Did get a top 3. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. How many points do I actually have now? I agree. That was a worthy last run. The other ones were kind of underwhelming, but that was a worthy last run for the night. Okay. Thank you for watching Mario Kart Tour. More coming in the future. Thanks, guys. Mario Kart tonight was fun. So I'm enjoying the week. I think it's a great one. I hope you guys are liking it too.
So you notice what's not here at the end of the video? A guilt-tripping segment. Because Phil hit the goal. So now he's like, oh, we're all good. Now, the next time this doesn't do well, he's going to have a guilt-tripping session if he plays it again. Because if it's just one whale that wants the game, he's going to make sure that whale is going to be there on the day he's playing it. If it's a bunch of people, then you will know because of how frequently he plays it. And who is tipping him and how much. But we'll see. Obviously, we're going to have more data, so to speak, before we get to that point.
That's not begging, you imbecile.